What's good, peeps? What's bloody good? Long time no see, people. Long time no see. I say that's actually not been that long. It feels like it's been about a month, but it hasn't been. It's been like a week, but a lot's happened within that week. I had to go Nigeria lastminute.com, so it wasn't something that was arranged or scheduled. It was literally a decision I had to make a day before I flew out for a family situation. So yeah, we've just got back. And when I say just got back, I landed. I'm filming this at 8 o'clock in the evening. I landed at Heathrow at 4:45. So I've literally just gone home, quickly ate something, and have come straight to the studio because we have a lot to talk about. Before we do all the talking, don't forget, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget as well to like and share the vids. And to make up for my lack of content, we are going to do a live on Friday, like just a Q&A catch up live on Friday around 7 p.m. I'll let you guys know in the community tab. And we're going to do a live watch along of Kambosos versus Haney as well. So we've got a lot coming up in the next couple of days. I don't even know where to start. There's so much has happened. I'm not quite sure what we do. I think the first thing to talk about, and I think it's the big news this week, especially on this side of the pond, is AJ. AJ has now, or it's been announced that AJ will team up with Robert Garcia. Now, I did a video on this. I might have been one of the first people, but I did do a video on this about 2 months ago, saying that AJ will link up with Robert Garcia, and I kind of felt like it was a video that fell flat because AJ didn't announce anything about Robert Garcia, but I kind of just thought it's going to happen. And then it seemed to suggest that AJ wasn't switching to Robert Garcia and was going to stick with his current setup. So I was like, well, what's going on with AJ? A little flip-flopping. It's now, I think, been confirmed that he will be with Robert Garcia, and he will be obviously part of the camp for the fight against Usyk, which I now believe won't be July 23rd. It will probably be sort of the second week in August. But we know it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. AJ will fight Usyk. Saudi Arabia looks like it's the venue, and Robert Garcia will be his trainer. Now, there's a lot of people, and I understand it, a lot of people maybe don't think that's a good fit for AJ. Some people, and this is, I'm okay if you don't think it's a good fit, but some people are like, okay, you look at Robert Garcia, he's only trained, welterweights, middleweights and below. What does that mean? That he can't train a heavyweight? Is that what we're doing now? We're putting trainers into weight categories? Is that what we're doing? Don't get me wrong, there are some trainers out there that have had good success with heavyweights. I get that. But surely we're not doing that with trainers. I mean, trainers have always been sort of grouped in terms of, okay, are they a trainer that likes to fight, train guys that fight on the back foot, trainers that like to train aggressive fighters or blah, blah, blah. I've never seen it, trainers grouped in terms of weight categories. So let's not do that with Robert Garcia. He's a fantastic trainer. I'm sure he's won Trainer of the Year on numerous occasions, had some really good students, some really, really good students. And I'm sure that he can make some adjustments and improvements with AJ. And I'm also sure, and I think this is the key thing here, that AJ has secretly, I believe, just because I feel like I know how AJ is very attention to detail person. I think AJ's been training with Robert Garcia for a long time. I wouldn't be shocked if it's been 4 or 5 months and we just didn't know about it. I genuinely believe that AJ's been with him. Little secret camps here and there, trips abroad. I think AJ's been with him for a long time. So I think there's some people thinking, what can Robert Garcia do with AJ in 2 months? I don't think it has been 2 months. Look, I still don't think 6-month camp is a long enough camp to get in sync with a trainer. I think it takes sometimes 3 or 4 fights. So you're looking at 3 or 4 different camps. But I do think AJ would have had, at least by the time fight night rolls around, 6, maybe even 7 months of Robert Garcia. I think this decision has been made a long time ago, and we're only privy to it now. I think the decision is made, and maybe I'm getting the 6-7 month date wrong, but I think the decision has been made when AJ was seen out in America with different trainers. I think the decision was made then. I almost feel like it was a job interview and Robert Garcia got the job. That's what I think. Now, there's one clear thing that everyone who watched the AJ Usyk fight thought AJ was missing, and that was aggression. Robert Garcia's fighters only fight one way, and that's that way. Now, that could be a good thing or a bad thing. Another trainer that I was maybe thinking he might switch and go to is Abel Sanchez, just because, again, aggression. That they're trainers that like their fighters to be on the front foot. Now, look, maybe this ain't going to be all good enough when it comes to Usyk, because Usyk's a fucking great fight. Usyk's, you know, no worse than number 3 pound for pound. He's that damn good. Maybe it won't work out, and people, you know, after the fight, blah, Robert Garcia shit. No. Usyk's just too good. But for me, I watched that fight. I was there ringside, and I was like, come on, AJ, bit more aggressive. Like, why are you trying to outbox him? And you think of fighters, and look, again, this is probably a bad example, but you think of like Floyd Mayweather, Maidana, right? Maidana was never going to try and fight Floyd, and this might be a bad example, but hear me out. Maidana was never going to try and fight Floyd, and I say Maidana because obviously Maidana's with Robert Garcia. Maidana literally just went to him and literally went for him for every minute of every round. Does AJ have the gas tank for it? Right, I don't know if he does, but that's the kind of style he's going to impose. Like, we're not going to try and have a boxing match with Usyk because that's stupid. That's duh. We're going to just try and use the attributes we've got and put it on the front foot and let Usyk fight on the back foot. And I'll tell you now, for as good as a fighter Usyk is on the front foot, he's not near as good on the back foot. He's not. He's still, don't get me wrong, still very, very good, but not near as good. And I think that's the one thing Robert Garcia is going to bring to the table: aggression and front foot fighting. The rest is up to AJ. The rest is up to AJ. It's that simple. And the rest, I dare say, is up to Usyk. But look, I think it's a good appointment. I mean, look, there are other trainers out there, and I get that. But again, you are talking about a very, very high-level trainer here. Like, this is not as though AJ's plucked someone from the fucking, I don't know, I'm going to use a football phrase here, from League One. He's not done that. This is an elite, again, to use a football analogy, this is an elite Premier League manager. This is an elite. The only difference and the problem AJ might have is that when you think of elite Premier League managers, they take time to kind of implement their stuff. It takes a while. You look at Guardiola, first season, not great. Klopp, couple of seasons. It takes a while. And you just wonder if AJ is going to have enough time with Robert Garcia to bring out the best in AJ, and for Robert Garcia and for AJ almost to bring out the best in Robert Garcia as well. I don't know if he's going to have time. But look, I think it's a good appointment, and we'll see. We'll see. And again, I think it's an appointment that was made some time ago, but that we're only privy to now. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it. There are some guys out there that I know will make great videos. I'm not sure if Chris Andre's made a video yet, but I'm sure he will. Punch Perfect Boxing. Guys that really study it a bit more deeply than I do. But just from a very basic standpoint, AJ needs to show more aggression. And he has a trainer here, again, whose fighters only go that way. And sometimes it's to their detriment, but I don't think AJ can go any other way with Usyk. I don't think there's this, let's kind of, you know, get this master tactician and write this game plan down and this. And so sometimes, fuck it, you've just got to go that way. Sometimes you've just got to do that. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes that's just what it is. The idea of trying to change too much with AJ now at this stage of his career with this fight on the line. Like, I remember when Floyd Mayweather Sr. Took over Ricky Hatton and trying to change Ricky Hatton to do some stuff against Manny Pacquiao. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? That this ain't, look, maybe nothing would have worked against that Pacquiao, but that ain't gonna work. So for me, it's not about wholesale changes with AJ. It's just a couple of small things. People act like AJ got, you know what makes me laugh about this AJ Usyk thing? People act like AJ lost every single round. People act like it was a 12-round beatdown. It wasn't that. It wasn't that. So look, it's adjustments, but I think there's no point trying to go full adjustments here. I think you've almost just got to fucking throw the kitchen sink at Usyk, and look, if you get stopped, you get stopped. If you get knocked out, you get knocked out. But you've got to just go for it. Honestly, you've just got to fucking go for it. And we'll see what Robert Garcia. And another thing as well, I just think AJ will approach camp with just a new energy. Like, you imagine, and this is no disrespect to Rob McCracken, great trainer, but you imagine what it must have been like sort of going to Sheffield time and time again. You just already know what you're doing before you've got there. Like, that's difficult in any walk of life. Imagine this guy, you know, going to the same workplace time and time and time again. Now he's going to go into camp and it's going to be new stuff. And that alone reinvigorates you. It's going to be new. Like, we're going to try that. We're going to try that. And, oh, okay, AJ's going to have to, you know, want to prove to this guy that, you know, I can box. I'm Olympic gold medalist, world championship silver medalist. Watch me, watch me. He's going to go in there with new energy. And sometimes that's all it takes, just a small little adjustments. Anyway, enough of that. Let's see what there is to talk about. I might do a separate video straight after this actually on Gervonta Davis, Rolando Romero. Gervonta Davis reminds me of a mini Mike Tyson, he really does. And now the super fight I want to see, like obviously it was Spence Crawford. Number 2 on that list now, Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson. I know they're friends, but them two are going to fight, and it's going to be a big, big fight. All right, what we got here? Hearn brushes aside Usyk Joshua rematch delays. AJ is fighting twice this year. I don't know about that, Eddie. Eddie said he's going to fight. This fight now will be in August. Eddie said, I think on an IFL TV interview, that he will fight in December. I bloody doubt that. I doubt that. Trevor Bryan, Dubois begged for this fight. Now he has to pay for it. Did you by any chance see the fight poster for Bryan versus Dubois? It might be the worst fight poster in history. Now, I'm not, I do, fuck the poster. Did you see the video, the promo video? It's almost like Don King just thought, fuck it. Like, you know, who's around? Who's in the house? What are you doing? Put your homework down, come here, I've got something to do. That's what it's like. It's that bad. I like this. Jamel Charlo, Tim Tszyu mandatory title fight ordered by the WBO. Doesn't mean it's going to happen next, but it has been ordered, which is very, very good. Callum Smith to return on undercard of Usyk Joshua rematch will remain at light heavyweight. That obviously makes sense. He's not fought since AJ either. Be interesting to see what happens with Callum Smith. Does he want to mix it with the UK guys? Does he think he's above them? Be very interesting. Like, I like Callum Smith as a light heavy. I mean, we always used to say, like Callum Smith's a big light heavy. Think about that. That's how big he was as a super middleweight. And look, the only loss is to Canelo, no shame. And he looked good, Callum, when he put that, was it Castillo to sleep? And the way he was, remember the way he was like shaking on the ground? That was quite scary. So we'll see what kind of opponent it is. Haney, best will fight the best in the lightweight division because I will call the shots. Definitely doing a separate video on Devin Haney. Sorry, George Kambosos, champion, well, more champion first. Let's do it right. George Kambosos versus Devin Haney. We'll definitely do a separate video on that. We'll look at the undercard as well. Decent undercard, by the way. So we'll look at that. This is a nice bit from Ellaby on Rolly Romero. He's very strong. He is very big at the weight. We'll put all other lightweights out there on notice. Interesting addition to the lightweight division. I don't think he's going to be up there with the guys, you know, the ones that we have been speaking about for the last couple of years. But he's definitely there. He's definitely within, he's like just below them. He doesn't have the same boxing ability as them. Obviously, he took up the sport pretty late, but good fighter, Romero. And he sells the fight. So, yeah, I don't mind it. Again, look, guys, you got to listen to me. I mean, you should be calling me Mystic Ade. Khan floats fight with Mayweather after last exhibition. I think Floyd needs a real challenge. What did I tell you? I said this. I said Khan's going to retire, but there's no doubt he's going to have an exhibition fight with Floyd. It's just, there's too much money on the table for that to happen. I'm telling you now, so much money on the table. A lot of money. In the Middle East, that will do crazy numbers. So yeah, I expect to see that happen. And look, Floyd's about his P. I don't know how much Floyd really wants to train for a fight. Obviously, he still stays in shape, but you see, he wasn't in the best of shape for his promo. I mean, if he's going to fight Khan, he's going to have to get in better shape than that. He's going to have to, because Khan will come in shape. Interesting. I like it. I like it a lot. Michael Hunter. Hughie Fury can't punch. Doesn't have the skills to compete with me. What a good fight this is. Well done to Boxer and Sky for getting this one on. Michael Hunter versus Hughie Fury, July, right? I like that fight, man. I edged to Michael Hunter, but I have to admit, I've not watched Michael Hunter's last couple of fights to know where he is right now. I might have to go back and watch them. A good matchup, though. This is the kind of fight that I've always asked for Hughie to take. I've always said, like, with Hughie, he's either fighting guys top 40 or he's fighting guys top 10. He's lost to all the top 10 guys, Povetkin, Pulev, at the time top 10, Parker. And then he'll just go to top 40. Can you fight someone between 15 and 25, please? So we know Hunter's that now. Hunter was, you know, before he's moved from Matchroom, people were saying Hunter's kind of a top 10 guy. I think he's maybe fell off a little bit, or others have maybe risen, but he's definitely a top 15 guy. I like it. I like it a lot. So we'll see. What else have we got here? Jesus Christ, when is that fight again? Inoue Donaire, fuck me. Don't tell me we're going to have to do another live watch along. Like, is it on Sunday? When is this fight? Sorry, people. We're going to have to do a video on this as well. Oh my God, we got so much to do. Jesus Christ, man. 7th of June. When the hell was the 7th of June? 7th of June is... Alright, Saturday. We'll figure something out, people. We'll figure something out. It's a bit tight, this. Sorry, no. 7th of June is not Saturday. Apologies, 7th of June is Tuesday. Wait. Am I half asleep here? It is the 7th of June. Tuesday. Have I got that wrong? If I haven't, we're definitely going to do a live watch along because, boy, might as well. Anything else we got here? Deontay Wilder. Again, I spoke about this the other day, didn't I? Last couple of weeks ago about Deontay Wilder returning. That I wanted him to return. He's now confirmed that he will return. What do you guys make of them giving him a statue? Is that a bit much? Like, yeah? No? Like, what would you say if a statue was made of Fury or Joshua? I don't know. But look, good for him anyway. I mean, good. He's had a very good career, and obviously this career is going to continue. Now we're all getting excited about potential fights with AJ, White, Ruiz, loads of opponents, guys up and coming, so many opponents. I mean, I'll tell you now, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Fury fucking go at it again. I know he hasn't won one, so it's difficult sell, but you know it's going to be entertaining. You just know it's going to be entertaining. I would not mind seeing it again. Anything else have we got here? Joe Cordina fighting this week. Let's have a look at the undercard of this. Takes on Konichi Agawa. I'm interviewing Joe Cordina for DAZN tomorrow. I'm not going to the fight. I'm not going to Cardiff. I've got to do something else that was scheduled before. So unfortunately, I'm not going to go. Let's have a quick look at the card. Zelfa Barrett versus Kurbanov. Zelfa Barrett wants to fight Cordina. If Cordina wins, Matchroom will do that fight in a heartbeat. This is a last-minute one that was put on. Dalton Smith, who I like a lot, really good fighter. Dalton Smith, very, very big at super lightweight. He takes on Mauro Peruni, but he is defending his WBC International Silver Super Lightweight title. Sky Nicholson on the card as well. Joe Morgan versus Rustem Fatkulin, never heard of that guy. Callum French versus TBA, Ben Crocker, Kyron Jones, and Gamal Fight is fighting, okay. What do you make of that card? Obviously, look, main event, very, very good. Kurbanov versus Zelfa Barrett, good as well. It's all right, innit? It's all right. Depends what you want. I mean, you could have added a bit more. I mean, I'm trying to think, has Matchroom got any other Welsh fighters on their card? I'm not quite sure. I mean, could you have put Kenichi Ogawa versus Cordina somewhere else as a headline or as a co-main? I don't know. I always like to see what the reaction of people on social media are like when it comes to that. But yeah, it's a shame I'm not there for that one. But got other things to do, unfortunately. I haven't watched Erislandy Lara fight against Spike O'Sullivan. I know he stopped him, but we haven't watched him. Do we have, I mean, did you see enough in that fight to think Lara could do something at 160 pounds? I don't know. I haven't watched it. We'll see. All right. What else have we got? You know, I just want to quickly look at, very quickly, because we are going to do a separate video on it now. I might do it immediately after this one. I just want to see the Kambosos Haney undercard. And by the way, when is Teofimo Lopez fighting? All right. Okay, got the Maloney brothers. Jason Maloney versus Aston Pelicte, Junior Farr versus Lucas Brown. And this is for the WBA Oceania heavyweight title. Andrew Maloney versus Alexander Espinoza. Jesus Christ, that's the big fight card. How many fights? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's fucking old school Don King stuff, that is. That's ridiculous. Too many. Far too many. Anything else interesting on there? David Nyika. Okay, I like David Nyika. The cruiserweight from New Zealand. He takes on Kareem Matala. All right. Look, all I care about is the main event, but we are going to do a live watch along. I think the ring walk's about 4 in the morning, but we'll make it happen, people. We will make it happen. All right. Peace out and love, people.